Hey everyone, pumped to dive into a really cool career path today. Are you ready to ride the wave of renewable energy?
I know I am.
So today's deep dive, it's all about getting you prepped for an offshore renewable energy technician interview.
That's right.
We're talking wind turbines, those massive ones you see out on the ocean,
Yeah,
tidal generators harnessing the power of the currents, and those wave energy converters bobbing along out there.
absolutely.
And all of these need skilled hands to keep them running smoothly.
For sure.
To help us break down what hiring managers are looking for in these interviews, we've got a stack of RoleCatcher guides.
Great resources.
It'd be like having a cheat sheet for the interview game.
Exactly. Giving you that extra edge.
So let's unpack this a bit. We're going to
Yeah.
dive deep into some common interview questions.
Okay.
And these are pulled straight from RoleCatcher's guide.
All right.
And what's really cool is RoleCatcher doesn't just give you the question they break down.
Oh, this.
What the interviewer is actually trying to assess, and they even point out potential pitfalls to avoid.
So it's not just what you say, but how you say it and what to watch out for.
Exactly.
I like it.
All right, you ready for question number 1?
Come here with it.
Describe your experience with installation and maintenance of offshore wind turbines.
Okay, so this one seems pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
but what's the hidden agenda here?
Well, they want proof. Anyone can say they're good at something.
Right.
But this question is about concrete examples.
Yeah.
Have you actually worked on these systems before?
Yeah, what specific tasks were you responsible for?
Right. What challenges did you face and how did you overcome them?
I think it's about showcasing your problem-solving skills.
Definitely. Think about your most impressive installations or repairs. Those are the stories you want to tell.
Absolutely. Those are the ones that'll make you stand out.
And RoleCatcher actually points out that mentioning specific certifications,
Oh, like what?
like Offshore Renewable Energy Technician certification, can really boost your credibility here.
Right, because it shows you've gone the extra mile to get certified.
Exactly. It shows you're committed to professional development
Mm-hmm.
and safety, which are both super important in this field.
For sure. Now, how would you answer this question? What experiences would you highlight?
Well, I'd definitely start by mentioning any large-scale projects I was involved in,
Okay.
especially if they're similar to what this company does.
Makes sense.
And then I'd dive into specifics,
Yeah.
like did I install any major components?
Mm-hmm.
Did I troubleshoot a tricky electrical problem?
Oh, yeah. Give them the details.
Maybe I helped implement a new maintenance procedure that increased efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the kind of details that make an answer stand out.
Absolutely. Quantifiable results are always impressive.
Right.
And, they might follow up with something like, can you describe a time you faced a challenging installation or maintenance issue and how you overcame it?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, they really want to see those problem-solving skills in action.
Okay, ready for question number 2?
Yeah, bring it on.
All right. What safety measures do you follow while working offshore?
Okay, so this one feels less about technical skills
Mm-hmm.
and more about your mindset.
Right.
It's about safety being non-negotiable in this environment. They need someone who's not just aware of the rules, but who really lives and breathes safety.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And RoleCatcher actually mentions that common hazards include extreme weather, working at heights and confined spaces.
All very real dangers.
Yeah. And they also emphasize knowing those emergency procedures,
Right.
like the back of your hand.
Right, so your answer shouldn't just be a laundry list of safety gear.
Now,
It's more about talk about risk assessment communication protocols, double-checking everything, and your understanding of specific safety regulations.
I want to show them you're proactive,
Yes,
not just reactive.
exactly.
So if I were answering this one, I'd start by saying something like, safety is always my top priority no matter what.
Okay, good start.
And then I'd mention specific protocols I follow.
Okay, like what?
Always double-checking harnesses and connections when working at heights,
Yeah.
or conducting pre-task risk assessments
Mm-hmm.
to identify potential hazards before even starting a job.
Excellent. You're showing that you don't just know the rules, you live by them.
Right.
And here's a possible follow-up they might ask. Describe a time you identified a potential safety hazard and what steps you took to mitigate it.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, they want to see you in action, not just in theory.
Okay, question number 3. How do you troubleshoot and repair offshore renewable energy systems?
Okay, getting a little more technical here.
Yeah, this one seems pretty technical.
What's the best way to approach it without getting lost in all the jargon?
Well, you've got to break it down into a clear process.
Okay.
What are the steps you take from the moment you realize there's a problem to when it's fixed?
So you're saying be methodical about it.
Yeah. This shows you're methodical and not just randomly flipping switches until something works.
Got it.
And RoleCatcher mentions that having solid mechanical and engineering knowledge is crucial here,
Makes sense.
along with the ability to analyze data and inspect all sorts of systems.
From wind turbines to tidal generators?
Exactly. They need to see you understand the why behind these systems.
Not just the what.
Right, not just the what.
And use specific examples.
Yes.
Maybe you diagnosed a faulty sensor in a wind turbine.
Yeah.
Or repaired a hydraulic leak in a wave energy converter. Show them you can not only find the problem, but explain the solution clearly.
So I might start my answer by saying, my troubleshooting always starts with a thorough system assessment.
Okay, I like it.
And then I'd walk them through my process,
Like what kind of things?
like checking error logs, visually inspecting components, running diagnostic tests.
Okay.
And I also mention being comfortable with technical manuals and schematics,
Oh, for sure. Those are important.
because those are your lifelines out there.
Absolutely. That's a great approach. You're painting a picture of someone who's systematic and detail-oriented.
Right.
And here's a potential follow-up they might ask. Can you explain the working principle of a wind turbine or a tidal stream generator?
Ooh, getting into the science.
Yeah, they want to make sure you get the underlying science, not just the wrench-turning part.
Okay, question number 4. What experience do you have with electrical systems used in renewable energy?
So we're talking more than just changing a light bulb here.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
They want to see specific knowledge of how electrical systems function within these complex renewable technologies,
Give me some examples.
like grid connection, power conversion, safety protocols for high voltage systems, all that good stuff.
Okay, so it's pretty specialized knowledge.
Yeah, and RoleCatcher really stresses understanding electrical power safety regulations and being able to maintain all sorts of electrical equipment. They also mention that knowledge of generators and electrical discharge is key.
So you're saying your answer needs to demonstrate a good grasp of these concepts.
Right. Talk about working with wiring diagrams, troubleshooting electrical faults, maybe even your familiarity with industry-specific software or control systems.
Right. You want to show you've got the specific experience they're looking for.
Exactly. So I might start by saying something like, I've got a solid background in electrical systems, specifically within renewable energy applications.
Okay.
And then give some examples. I've installed and tested electrical components of wind turbines or troubleshooted grid connection issues for solar farms.
Perfect. You're highlighting your specialized knowledge, not just general electrical know-how.
Right.
Now, here's a potential follow-up. How do you ensure electrical safety when working on high-voltage systems?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's where they separate those who know the theory from those who truly understand the risks.
Man, these questions are really making me think. I can see why RoleCatcher is such a valuable resource for interview prep.
They really go deep, don't they? And they're constantly updating their content to keep up with the latest industry trends.
It's like having a direct line to what hiring managers are looking for.
Absolutely.
Speaking of RoleCatcher, I've got to ask, how does their AI actually help you tailor your answers and stand out from the crowd?
Oh, that's where things get really interesting.
Tell me more.
RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze specific job descriptions.
So like the one you're prepping for right now.
Exactly. And then it suggests targeted improvements to your application materials. It's
Right.
like having a personalized career coach in your pocket.
So it can help you bridge the gap between your experience and what the hiring manager is looking for.
Exactly. It can suggest keywords to add to your CV, highlight relevant skills in your cover letter,
Wow.
and even help you craft concise and impactful answers to common interview questions.
That's incredible.
Plus, it can analyze your practice responses
Oh, wow.
and give you feedback on your delivery, your tone, your pacing.
That's next level prep.
It is.
Okay, back to the questions. Question number 5. What experience do you have with hydraulics and mechanical systems used in renewable energy?
All right, so this one feels like it needs a good balance of hands-on experience and theoretical knowledge.
You hit the nail on the head. They want to know you understand how all those essential components work together,
Like what?
like gears, pumps, actuators, valves,
Oh, yeah, all the important stuff.
to generate power from wind waves or tides.
Makes sense.
And RoleCatcher really stresses the importance of being able to maintain hydraulic systems and wind turbines.
Uh-huh.
They also mention that a solid understanding of mechanics is a must.
Right, so your answer should demonstrate your familiarity with those components.
Yes. Talk about preventative maintenance on hydraulic systems, troubleshooting mechanical faults,
Yeah.
maybe even assisting with assembling and installing these systems.
Okay, so give me an example of how you might answer this one.
Okay, so I might start by describing my experience with specific hydraulic and mechanical components.
Okay.
Maybe something like, I've got a lot of experience inspecting and maintaining hydraulic pumps, and I've even repaired gearboxes in wind turbines.
Okay.
And then I try to showcase my problem-solving skills with a specific example of a tricky mechanical issue I tackled.
Excellent. You're showing them you can walk the walk, not just talk the talk. And here's a potential follow-up. Can you explain the function of a hydraulic accumulator in a wind turbine's pitch control system?
Wow, that's getting specific.
It is. That's where they test if you really understand the nitty-gritty.
Okay, question number 6. How do you ensure the efficient operation of offshore renewable energy systems?
All right, so this one seems like it requires a big picture perspective.
Absolutely. They're looking for someone who understands that efficiency isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about optimizing the whole system for maximum performance.
Right. And what are some of the key skills RoleCatcher highlights for this?
They highlight monitoring,
Okay.
critical thinking, and complex problem solving as key skills here.
Those are important for sure.
They also mention active learning because you've got to stay on top of new tech in this field.
It's constantly evolving.
It is. So your answer needs to showcase that proactive mindset. Talk about preventative maintenance data analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've even implemented new procedures that boosted energy output or reduced operating costs.
Right. Show them you're not just a doer, but a thinker.
Exactly.
So how would you approach this one?
I might start by saying something like, ensuring efficient operation needs a multi-pronged approach. Proactive maintenance performance monitoring and continuous optimization.
Okay, I like it.
And then I'd give specific examples like, I helped implement a predictive maintenance program using sensor data, or I identified and addressed energy losses in the power conversion system.
That's a fantastic approach. You're showing them you're thinking about the whole picture.
Right.
And a potential follow-up question they might ask is, what are some key performance indicators you track to assess the efficiency of an offshore wind farm?
Ooh, that's a good one. They're testing your analytical skills there.
They are.
Okay. Question number 7. What experience do you have working with remote monitoring and control systems?
All right, so this one seems crucial for installations that are miles offshore.
Absolutely. These systems are the lifeline of an offshore operation.
So they want to know you're comfortable with SCADA systems, data analysis from remote sensors, and troubleshooting communication issues between the installation and the control center.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher highlights the need for experience with use remote control equipment
Okay.
and monitor electric generators. They also mention telecommunications and automation technology as important areas.
So when you answer this question, focus on practical examples.
Yeah.
Have you configured and monitored SCADA systems? Analyze sensor data to optimize turbine performance.
Right.
Have you ever had to troubleshoot a communication breakdown in the middle of the ocean? Those are the stories that will make you stand out.
I'd probably start by saying I've got hands-on experience with remote monitoring and control systems from previous offshore projects.
You okay?
And then I dive into specifics. I've configured SCADA systems, analyzed data from remote sensors, and even troubleshooted communication issues between offshore installations and onshore control centers.
That's a strong answer. And it showcases your comfort with the technology. They might follow up with, what are some challenges of working with these systems offshore and how would you overcome them?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, they're looking for problem-solving skills again, but with a tech twist.
Whew, we've covered a lot of ground. 7 questions down, and I feel like we're just scratching the surface of what it takes to be an offshore renewable energy technician.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
Are you ready for part 2 of this deep dive?
Bring it on! We've still got more questions to tackle, more insights from RoleCatcher to uncover, and even more ways to harness the power of AI to ace that interview.
You know, thinking about those remote systems, it really makes you appreciate how much knowledge an offshore renewable energy technician needs to have.
Yeah, it's not just one skill set.
Right, it's a whole blend.
And that's where RoleCatcher's insights are so helpful. They highlight how experience from other fields can actually be super relevant here.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
They call them transferable skills.
Oh, okay. So someone might think, what does a textile quality technician have to do with offshore wind turbines?
Yeah, at first glance, it doesn't seem related.
Right, but when you think about it, those roles require meticulous attention to detail, quality control, problem solving under pressure.
Yeah, those are valuable.
Those are gold in the IWE technical field.
Absolutely. It's all about how you frame your experience.
And RoleCatcher even points out careers like power production plant operator,
Okay.
or mechanical engineer, where the overlap is pretty obvious.
Right. Makes sense.
But even something like food analyst,
Interesting.
that requires data analysis, understanding complex processes,
Uh-huh.
and making sure things are up to code. Sounds familiar, right?
Yeah, it does.
If I were making a career jump, I'd be hitting up RoleCatcher's AI tools
Oh, yeah.
to help me revamp my CV and cover letter,
Okay.
emphasizing those transferable skills. It's like having a translator for your experience,
Hey, I like that analogy.
making sure hiring managers understand the value you bring.
Smart move. Okay, ready to dive back into those interview questions.
I think so. We left off on a tech note.
We did.
So let's shift gears and look at some questions that test your understanding of the bigger picture.
Okay, like what?
For example, what are some key challenges facing the offshore renewable energy industry?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's not just
Ah.
about fixing a turbine, it's about understanding the whole industry landscape.
Exactly. What does RoleCatcher say about this?
Well, they hit on some biggies. The high initial cost of these projects,
That's a big one.
the complexities of getting that power onto the grid,
Right.
and the need for specialized infrastructure and ships. It's not as simple as just plopping a turbine in the water.
And they also talk about public acceptance, making sure people understand the benefits and addressing any concerns.
Oh, that's important.
And of course, minimizing the environmental impact is huge EE.
Absolutely. It's got to be sustainable on all fronts.
So when you answer this question, you want to show that you've thought about these things. Maybe you've read up on new financing models for offshore projects, or advancements in grid technology that make renewable energy easier to integrate. Or maybe you've even been involved in community outreach, explaining the benefits of offshore wind to skeptical folks.
Right. It's all about showing them you're not just a cog in the machine, you're thinking about how to make the whole machine run better.
Exactly. Now, for a more positive spin, they might ask, what are some advantages of offshore renewable energy compared to other energy sources?
Oh, I like this one. This is your chance to get excited and showcase your passion for this field.
I love this one. RoleCatcher points out the massive potential of offshore wind wave and tidal resources.
Okay.
They're often stronger and more consistent than their land-based counterparts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Plus, you don't have the same land use conflicts that can hold back onshore projects.
That's a big advantage.
And they also highlight the economic benefits, especially job creation in coastal communities.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
This is huge if you're interviewing in a region that's investing heavily in offshore renewables. It's not just about clean energy, it's about economic opportunity.
For sure. So when you answer this question, let your enthusiasm shine through.
Right.
Talk about the environmental benefits, the potential for energy independence, the technological advancements that are making offshore wind and other technologies more cost competitive.
Paint a picture of a future powered by clean, renewable energy from the ocean. Let them see that you're not just looking for a job, you're looking to be a part of something bigger.
I love it.
Okay, question number 8. How do you stay up to date with the latest technology and trends in renewable energy?
All right, so this one feels less about specific skills and more about your commitment to continuous learning.
Right. This field moves fast. What's cutting edge today might be outdated tomorrow. They want to know you're a lifelong learner, always seeking out new knowledge.
Makes sense.
And RoleCatcher suggests attending conferences, reading industry publications, joining professional organizations. Basically immersing yourself in the world of renewable energy.
Gotcha.
They even mention contributing to industry blogs or publications as a way to share your knowledge and stay engaged.
It's like they always say, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You've got to surround yourself with people who are pushing the boundaries, and that's how you stay sharp.
Couldn't agree more. So for this question, I talk about how I actively seek out opportunities to learn and grow. I'd mention specific conferences I've attended,
Okay.
publications I read, maybe even online courses I've taken. Anything that shows I'm not just keeping up, I'm pushing ahead.
Love that. And here's a potential follow-up question. What are some exciting new trends in offshore renewable energy that have caught your eye?
Ooh, I like that. This is where you can really geek out and show them you're paying attention to what's next.
For sure.
Okay, question number 9. How do you ensure compliance with environmental regulations while working offshore?
All right, this one's obviously crucial given the sensitive nature of the marine environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not just about knowing the rules. It's about understanding the why behind them. RoleCatcher stresses the importance of understanding regulations like the Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act, and the National Environmental Policy Act. Those are your environmental Bibles out there.
They are important.
And they also highlight prevent marine pollution as a core skill, in understanding environmental science more broadly.
Yeah.
It's not just about checking boxes, it's about being a responsible steward of the ocean.
So your answers should demonstrate both knowledge and commitment.
Right. Have you been involved in environmental impact assessments? Do you have experience implementing mitigation measures to protect marine life?
Okay.
Have you ever participated in environmental monitoring programs? Those are all good things to mention.
They are.
I'd probably start by saying something like, protecting marine ecosystems is non-negotiable for me. And then I give specific examples of how I've put that into practice.
Like what?
Maybe I always follow strict waste disposal procedures.
Okay.
Or I'm extra careful about noise levels to minimize disturbance to marine mammals.
Excellent. You're showing them you're not just following the rules, you're going above and beyond to protect the environment.
And you know what they might ask? They might follow up with, what are some potential environmental impacts of offshore wind farms, and how can those impacts be mitigated?
Ooh, that's a good one.
They want to see you can think critically about the trade-offs and solutions.
For sure.
Man, 9 questions down, and I'm feeling like I've run a marathon of knowledge here.
Me too.
But hold on, we're not done yet, are we? RoleCatcher has more tricks up its sleeve, doesn't it?
You bet. We've tackled the questions.
We have.
But now it's time to leverage the power of AI to refine those answers and really make them shine.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Ready to dive into how RoleCatcher can take your interview prep to the next level?
All right, so we've covered a ton of ground on these interview questions, and I'm feeling way more confident about tackling those.
That's great.
But let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI features.
Okay.
How can those actually help me nail my answers?
That's where things get really exciting. Imagine this. You upload the specific job description for the Offshore Renewable Energy Technician role you're after.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI scans, it picks out the key skills and experience they're looking for, and then compares it to your CV.
So it's like a custom analysis.
It is.
That's way more than just generic tips.
Exactly. It's like having a personal headhunter who knows exactly what this company wants.
Wow.
It might suggest adding specific keywords to your CV.
Uh-huh.
Or highlight certain projects in your cover letter.
Okay.
And here's the kicker. It can even help you craft those perfect interview answers.
Okay, that's blowing my mind a little.
Yeah.
How does it actually help with answers?
You can input an interview question like the ones we've been discussing.
Okay.
And RoleCatcher's AI will suggest how to structure your response, hitting on the key points that this particular hiring manager is looking for.
So it's not just about knowing the right answer. It's about tailoring it to what they want to hear.
Exactly.
That's genius.
And it goes even further.
Really?
RoleCatcher lets you record yourself answering practice questions.
Oh, wow.
Then their AI analyzes your video, giving feedback on your delivery pacing, even your body language.
It's like having a virtual mock interview with a coach.
It is.
Who knows exactly what this role demands?
Exactly. It's about projecting confidence, clarity, and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And RoleCatcher's AI helps you polish those presentation skills so you walk into that interview feeling like a rock star.
Wow. So it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. That's a game changer.
It is.
Okay, this deep dive has been incredible. We've explored the world of offshore renewable energy,
Yeah, we have.
tackled tough interview questions,
Those are some good ones.
and discovered how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a serious edge, feeling prepped and ready to go.
I think we've given you the ultimate toolkit for success. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder.
Okay,
Imagine you're building the offshore renewable energy project of your dreams. What does it look like?
ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting the job, it's about envisioning the future you want to create.
Exactly. Think big. What technologies are you using? Where is it located? What impact is it having on the world?
I love it.
Let that vision fuel your passion and drive you forward.
Beautifully said. The world needs passionate people who are ready to tackle the challenges of a clean energy future, and we have a feeling that's you, listener.
You got this. Go out there and ace that interview.
And that concludes our deep dive into prepping for the Offshore Renewable Energy Technician interview. Remember, knowledge is power, and with the insights from RoleCatcher and a little bit of AI magic, you're well on your way to riding the wave of renewable energy.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.